Yo, what's going on, fellas? And it's your boy, the Bus, and we back with another episode of the Bears Den. I think this is like episode number 4. I did one earlier in the season that kind of breaking down my team, kind of like what we expected. So I said I was gonna be back either mid-year or at the end of the season. So of course we're at the end of the season, man, and things didn't go as well as I expected. We hit a major wall where we were just losing like every week. Couldn't figure it out, man, what was going on. So personally, I'm just glad the season's over with. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to the draft and trying to reassemble this Bears team as y'all know it. A team that likes to run the ball, play defense, get sacks, create turnovers. But we'll see. Let's kind of look in the past and see how this season went. With some of the schedules that we had. So right now, man, if you look at the schedule, we went 8-8. We had a big win against the Broncos. Everybody beats the Broncos, so maybe that's not really a big win. Had some losses against the Eagles, Chiefs. At week 5 we were 2-2, and after that, man, the wheels kind of like just fell off. Lost to the Bucks, the Packers, Chargers. Lost to the new Lions guy, and we just was never able to like really, find our identity and just stick with it, man. We was losing games back to back, but hopefully, we can bounce back this up and coming season, man, and see how we can get this bus rolling. Gas these tires up, man. Put some air in these tires, gas the bus up, and just keep rolling. So that's what we're looking forward to, man. But let's kind of look at some players that we relied heavy on, but they just didn't seem to produce. Some of it could have been coaching. I think once I got to a point where I was losing so many games, I just started trying different things out. One thing that I do want to incorporate this year is my passing game. I think I've found what my issue was, but we'll see once the preseason comes and once regular season comes. But hey, if you look at Cam Truman, this is our featured back. Even though we got Cohan, he's that guy. But he had a down year from his rookie season. I think his rookie season he won Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Had over maybe over 1,500 yards, I believe. Had about 18 touchdowns, man. But if you look at this year, his yards per game went down from like 100 and something to like 66.1. That's not gonna cut it. If you're a team that likes to run the ball, he had a total of 926 yards rushing, but he missed like the last 4 games. He had a broken collarbone, something like that. Yards per carry was down. Touchdowns was down, and he was 15th in the league this year. So he missed. Yeah, he went out week 14, so he missed the last 2 games of the season. Probably could have broke the 1,000-yard mark, but just didn't happen, man. He got hit on a play, and he was just down. He was like, "Coach, I ain't getting up. Season over with. There's no need for me to continue to play." So he kind of tapped out on us. But hopefully this year, he can bounce back, and we can, continue to implement the run game, man. But as you see, his numbers were down, man. And when you got a running back like Cam Truman, who you depend on, like he has to be that focal point of the offense, And the running game is our offense. We like to run the ball, but we gotta become we gotta become balanced. We gotta run the ball, pass the ball, do better with third downs, and things of that nature. But Cam Truman had a down year. He's disappointed, but he's rehabbing right now, man. He's back in the training room getting ready for this season. So let's move on to a player that we brought in on a trade that we was hoping it would turn out better than what it did, but so earlier in the offseason we made a trade, and I know a lot of people are probably shocked by it. I was shocked myself because it took me a long time, man, to even hit that send button on the PS4. So the trade pretty much involved Khalil Mack, and we sent him to Pittsburgh, and we got TJ Watt, the center named Brian Lockhart, and we got a cornerback named Albert. So now when you look at TJ, I mean he's a good player. He's a great player. I'm not gonna say good. He's a great player, but I think I might have been just playing him in the wrong position. He's an outside linebacker, and I think that's where he gets most of his pressure. So if you look in 2021, he had 15 and a half sacks, 10 tackles for loss. 2022, he had 12 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. Now those 2 years, as you see, he was playing with the Steelers. So he came to the Bears in 2023, and he had 10 and a half sacks and 9 tackles for loss. So he pretty much gave you, pretty much the same thing as what he gave the Steelers. I think when you lose Mack, that changes your whole outcome of your defense. You know what I'm saying? Because Mack can just get pressure by itself. So versus having Mack, when you got a guy who can get 47 sacks, I think this year he might have had like 50 something for the Steelers. So I think my team alone had 47. So versus one man just getting all the sacks, now the sacks are distributed amongst other players. It's good, it has its pros and cons, but if you look at the Bears team and then you look at what Matt did for the Steelers team, kind of swap. You know what I'm saying? Like Matt went out there and wrecked shop. OG make the playoffs, still in the playoffs until his first matchup, but a guy like Matt just changed the game, man. But it was a situation where I think I just had to do it financially because he had 2 years left on his contract. So I was looking ahead, thinking like, okay, let me go ahead and trade him where I can get some good pieces for him. Now, the pieces that I got, I mean, they were good. I got TJ Watt, I got Lockhart, who came in and started as a center, and I got this cornerback, man. I can't remember his first name. I think his name was, here you go. His name was Lincoln Albert, cornerback. I started him as soon as he came in, man. He had 51 tackles. He had 5 interceptions, but he had 25 deflections. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good for a cornerback. So he's gonna be that young guy that's probably here to high stakes. And so the trade wasn't bad, but I think a lot of people just look at the name Khalil Mack. Man, how do you trade Khalil Mack? I said, well, that's part of being the GM, man. You got to make those tough decisions. But I think we're gonna look for TJ Watt to, make his name in Chicago, man. We're not gonna forget about Khalil Mack because we still got his number. We retired his number, man. So nobody can wear 52. So if anybody got 52, you better take it off before we find out. But TJ Watt, he's a good player, man. He's gonna do his thing in Chicago as we keep moving throughout these seasons, man. So now one of the biggest brightest spots of the Bears team was one of our rookies, man, and that's Marquez Winslow. He was drafted in the 2nd round, pick 23 out of Nevada. Y'all know about Nevada, you know what I'm saying? So he Marquez came in and played really well. He didn't start the first game because I had other personnel on the field, but he's a guy that you might need to look out for. You know what I'm saying? He had 65 tackles, 8.5 sacks, 8 interceptions, man. So he came in like, ready to play. You know what I'm saying? Like he really did his thing. and he kind of surprised me the way he played because I really wasn't expecting him to, come out and play the way he did. You know what I'm saying? He played really well. You know, I think right now he's up for Defensive Rookie of the Year award. He may win it. I think he's gonna actually win it, but we'll see how that goes, man. But I think he's gonna be a great player for the Bears. He came in, man, and made his presence known from day one. But I think he had a little bit of butterflies that week 1 game, so he didn't start. But every game after that, man, he started. Man, we had a couple. Matter of fact, we had 2 scenarios with him. First scenario, man, he went from normal to star. So a few weeks later, man, we had one where he could go to superstar, and I missed it. I think I missed it by like 1 sack or maybe a tackle for loss, man. I was very distraught that game. Matter of fact, I lost the game and lost the scenario. Matter of fact, I played the Packers. So, and it seems like the scenarios always come up against teams that are really hard to beat, But he played well, man, and hopefully he can continue to grow on his successful rookie year. Matter of fact, I think I drafted him as he was maybe a 68, 69 overall, and right now he's probably he's an 80 overall. So that's a pretty good pick, man. Pretty good guy to develop. So we're looking for him to make some noise next year, man, and we'll see. So let's kind of look at the overall performance of our defense this year, and let's see how that goes. So as I mentioned, man, we finished the year 8-8. And defensively, man, we gave up 312 yards, 0.9 yards per game. Man, that's a lot. Passing yards, we gave up 203, rushing 109. But the points per game, that we gave up, we was averaging 23 points per game that we gave up on defense. To me, that's a lot. Especially coming from the Bears, we don't normally give up that much. Maybe 1 or 2 games, man, we might give up a little bit over 30 or whatever, but that average is kind of high to me. When you look at our turnovers, man, interceptions, we only had 41. Fumbles, we had 9. And what I talked about earlier, when I was talking about TJ Watt, we had 47 sacks. That's it. We only had 47 sacks. Collectively, man, to me, I think we got to do better than that. I think this game is a game where you got to get pressure on the quarterback. And if you can't, then you're going to have problems. So that's something that we got to work on, man. We got to try to find a way to scheme and get to the quarterback. So as I mentioned, we had 47s, and we traded Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack had 49.5. So he had 2.5 more than my team. He had that by himself. And that's what you get, man, when you got a guy like Khalil Mack on your team. He's going to get to the quarterback before everybody else. So you got to find that person, man, to replace him. Or you got to find a way to scheme. Bring some cornerback blitzes, man. Bring some engaged 8s. You got to, when you don't have Mack, you got to take a little bit more. You got to take more chances. So, and that's sending more people and then trying to get to the quarterback. Now, you might get burned a couple times, but that's what you got to do. If you got Mack on the field, man, you really don't have to send a whole bunch of blitzes, man, because he's going to get there, So, like you say, 47 sacks. We got to get that up. I want to see that up to about maybe 65. So that's like 18 more sacks that we got to get. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I want to see us at, man. So defensively, I want to see us get better, and I think when the defense gets better, the offense will come right along. You know, that's just what I think. So let's look at the offense and see how things were this year. As I mentioned, we went 8-8. That's 500. You know, but we missed the playoff. I mean, the sad thing about it, we still had a chance to make the playoffs, but we didn't. So offensively, man, we was getting 250 yards per game, 142 passing, 110 rushing. Like, I want to see all those numbers go up for our offense to be more productive than what they were this year right here. So that's something that we got to work on, and we'll see how, you know, how it transitions to, you know, the new season. So when you look at our points per game, we scored 26.8. Man, we definitely need to get that number up. See how, you know, and the reason I say that is because we was averaging 26.2, and we was giving up 23 points a game. Like, that's a little bit too close for comfort, man. If you ask me, I would rather be averaging 26, but you only giving up like 10 or 14 points per game. Now with that, you got a little bit of wiggle room for some mistakes where you can still win the game. Red zone percentage, 41 attempts, 34 conversions, which is at 82%. That's another number that I want to see go up. You know what I'm saying? So, and when you get in the red zone, fellas, you know, that's for the Bears or anybody. You got to get touchdowns. Field goals, they add up the points, but you can get caught from behind if the other team is always scoring touchdowns. So that's not gonna count. So another key feature for the Bears that we want to see go up is our third down percentage. We was only at 44%. Man, being in third down and long, like you want to prevent from being in third down and long. But if you are in third down, like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3, you want to make sure you convert those, man, get that percentage up. So I would like to see the Bears, my team, get their percentage up to about maybe, 65%. I can deal with that. That tells me I'm moving the chains and I'm staying out of third and long. You know what I'm saying? So offensively and defensively, man, we got to get better. If we want to be able to compete and make the playoffs this up and coming year. So that's what we looking at, man. That's what we trying to do. And that was pretty much a quick rundown of the Bears season. Ultimately, it comes down to we got to get better. That's all that really matters. You know what I'm saying? So if we can capitalize on, turnovers and get sacks and get to the quarterback, overall, we'll be a good team and we'll be back to competing. So now the season is over with right now. I think we're in the divisional round. Divisional round of the playoffs. So things about to get rolling and pick up real quick. So we about to be into that aspect of the game where it's real fun. Teams are trading, teams are picking up free agents, and that's one of my favorite parts of the game. So you see right here, man, we got a couple pieces that we'll be putting on the block. So as of right now, I got first round picks. I got pick number 10, pick number 19. Now, those two first round picks look very enticing. And I know people gonna be trying to come after me to try to get that number 10 pick. Which based on the draft, there's some pretty good talent out there that we wouldn't mind bringing to Chicago. So if you want those picks, man, you might want to come correct. And we're gonna have Tariq Cohen on the block, A.D. Jackson will be on the block, and T.J. Watt will be on the block. Just we're gonna put them out there as fillers, man, to see what type of reaction we can get from the DML. See if anybody wants these players, man. Tariq is a X factor. Eddie Jackson is an X factor, and T.J. Watt is a superstar. So, and they can ball. You know what I'm saying? Despite having a mediocre season at 8-8, those are some game changers. And y'all know how it is, man. Tariq fast, he's shifty, he can get out of that backfield real quick, and then Eddie Jackson can pick the ball from anywhere on the field, and T.J. Watt can get to the quarterback. So if you're watching this show, man, at the bottom you see our team needs 4-3 defensive end, 4-3 outside linebacker, a deep threat at the wide receiver position, agile O lineman, any position, and I want to get an additional second round pick. So if you're interested in those first 2 picks, those players, or anybody on the team that I didn't name, if you have any of those team needs that the Bears want and need, so hit me up. You know what I'm saying, hit me up in the DM, and be responsive when you come to the DM trying to make trades, man. Don't just say, yo, what's up with this guy, and then when I ask you for a guy and you say no, and then the trade just ends. If you're gonna do that, just stay out my DM, then I'll keep all my assets. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always looking to make a blockbuster trade, man. Some of you cats need to work on your trades. Like, man, me and Schemer was talking about a trade. Man, I think over like 3 hours. And the dude ended up screwing himself where he couldn't even make a trade with me no more. So if you that type of guy, man, let's keep our talks to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? So that was a quick rundown, man, of the Bears season. We hope to bring the Bears Den back maybe at the beginning of next season, after the draft, so we can see what type of trades that we've made, what free agents that we brought in, and those sorts of things. So, man, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate the support. Whoever watches the show, I appreciate it. If you don't, man, it's all good too. You know what I'm saying? We just doing some stuff that we like. You know what I'm saying? Making the show, talk about my team. So until then, I'll see you guys on the next episode, man.